it's Yumina again, and I am doing another tag video. This video was created by Allie Glines, and I first saw Morgan Turner upload her video, but Allie created the 21 questions. Morgan Turner's video showed up in my feed first, and then I ended up watching Allie's as well. So there are 21 questions. It is called the Makeup Edition tag, and there was something I was going to say. Oh, and behind me are a few of the items that I'm going to show to you. And I'm going to show you some pictures when I can, if I don't have the item, or if I want to just give you a sample of what it looks like. So, to start off, the first question is, what is the oldest makeup product in your collection? And that would be, not put it too far behind me, that would be this Bare Minerals Loose Powder Foundation. This was the first foundation that I've ever used, and I believe I started using it in the early 2000s. And this I actually purchased in 2013 when we received the first Ulta in town. So that's probably from 2013, but it's also the oldest because it's the first piece of makeup really that I use that I actually would still have a replica of. What is your most recent makeup purchase? Okay, so I have a few of them. So they are right here, and they are, this one, this is a BECCA. This was on sale for $11, and this is actually not my shade, but I bought it to be a mixer with this shade, which is a little bit darker for me. I can see it around my eyebrow area when I wear it that it's a little too dark, and I don't know if it's because I lost my tan during quarantine in March, or if I was the wrong color the whole time. But this is going to be a mixer shade, and I'll get to play with it to see which amount of mixing is going to work. I also just recently have a new one of the Perversion Urban Decay mascara, and then I just ordered the Vanessa with Juvia's Place lip gloss. There are two glosses, but I just wanted the Naomi one, so that's what that looks like. And I ordered two of the Reds and Berries, I think this is called, Juvia's Place lip glosses. I love the formula. I have another lip gloss of this same formula, but I don't like it as much because I thought it was gonna be more of a creamy pinky brown color, but it's actually more gray on my skin color, and I know I like berries and reds and pinks, so I don't even need to swatch those to make sure. And then I bought these in a kit. They were discounted on BECCA. I've been wanting to either get the Lilac Geode or the Amethyst highlighter, so I was able to get the Lilac Geode Mini, and this is like some kind of lip balm. I think it's supposed to be, I don't know, it's supposed to be water-based or something. So I have these, and then the last new thing I picked up, all of these were, I received in the mail by purchase myself in the last 2 weeks, in the last few days, some of them. But Musée Beauty, I hope that's how it's pronounced. And I saw this by Laura May Beauty's, one of her videos. She was discussing this brand, and I was just like, oh my goodness, what is that palette? I want it. And I love art, so I was inclined to buy this one. They also have a Van Gogh one, but this one is, these are colors that I would actually use. It's a little bright, but I can still use it, and I'm excited to use it. That's going to actually be the next palette I use. I tend to like rotate through my palettes every few weeks, so I'm in the middle of using two palettes this week, last week, and next week probably. So I'll be using those two palettes for a while, and then I'll use that. Okay, so the third question is, what is the first makeup product you ever used? Okay, so the first makeup product that I believe I ever used, I believe I was 7 years old, and it was when I also had my first Barbie. So my mom gave me, or I took them from her, I'm not sure, I think she gave them to me, but there were these two single compact eyeshadows, and they looked like miniature mirrors, compact mirrors, but they were actually single eyeshadows, and the marbling was aqua and like white or silver, cream color. It was a pale color and then aqua and a marbling, and it was, the shades were a silver and then a pale purple. So they were just two little compacts that I had. And I did not play with them when I was 7, but when I was about 12 is when I actually tried them on. I liked them, and I would wear them in the house, but I didn't wear makeup outside. So I finished them up using them at home when I was 12 until they finished. So that's the first one I can remember actually owning. What is a makeup trend that you used to love but now you hate? Okay, so I don't do this. I don't necessarily like to see it done, but it gets done a lot and it's not a big deal. But the thing that I used to love that I thought was really cool at first, but I don't like it now, I hate it now. I don't hate it, but I don't like it, is when people do a half and half face. So they'll do either the same brand, different finishes of a foundation on different sides of their face, or they'll do foundations that are supposed to be similar to each other, but you know, it's a different one, so they'll do half and half their face. I don't think that's fun. I personally wouldn't do it myself. And like I said, I don't care if they do it. It's just I don't find it appealing or fun. But what I do notice is I don't mind when they actually use like similar color stories of like eyeshadows, blushes, and all that kind of stuff on the same side of their face if they're doing like high-end and affordable makeup comparisons. But like if it's a foundation, I'm just like, no, skip. But I still watch it. I just don't like it. What is a makeup trend that you used to hate but now you love? Okay, so I don't have a real answer to that question except to say that I probably still hate it because there's a lot of things that I don't like about makeup. But one thing I'll say is that, and I don't know if I'm going to end up saying this in another comment, but one thing I'll say is that I don't think there's any such thing as like wearable makeup. So it's whatever makeup that person wants to wear is what's wearable. And some people like more colors, some people like more neutrals, some people like a mix. I like a mix myself, and I definitely don't mind a neutral day. But yeah, to hear people talk about wearable versus bold, I'm just like, it's all wearable because somebody's gonna wear it. But the thing that I can't do that's in the same vein, I get jealous, but it's not something that I used to hate, but now I love. I get jealous because my eyes, it turns out, are sensitive. I've noticed over the years. So I personally cannot wear under eye mascara or under eye eyeshadow without it either activating my allergies or having allergies that day that I didn't know I had until later on in the day, and then the eye makeup will migrate into my eyeball and I'll get irritated. So I've learned recently not to do that because it just saves me having eye trouble. So I don't get the same looks as other people get to have. So hopefully that wasn't so long-winded, but that's my answer. Okay, so what is your favorite step in your makeup routine? And I would just say, I'm going to say 4 things. 4 things, yeah. Foundation, concealer, blush, and eyeshadow. I love doing all of those. What is a makeup product you can't live without? That would be mascara. And question 8 is, what sparked your love for makeup? Okay, I'm going to look at my answer really quick. Okay, so what sparked my love for makeup is officially Fenty Beauty, but I did start getting into makeup, like officially using it on a little bit more of a regular basis besides my like 12-year-old experimentation. I used to watch infomercials of makeup powder kits it was in the early 2000s. I started buying a few of those, and that's when I ended up settling on Bare Minerals powder foundation, and I started using that. And then I started incorporating lipsticks, I think around that same time when I would go back and forth between New York and here. And I would see my mom, she was wearing lipstick at that point, and she actually encouraged me to wear some lipstick too. So I started buying CoverGirl lipstick, and I started buying mascara from CoverGirl and Maybelline mascara, and a few little eyeshadow palettes, like tiny little ones. And then what made me really, really fall into love with makeup was Fenty Beauty coming out. I actually found Fenty Beauty on Instagram when Rihanna was like, or Rihanna was releasing like little snippets of information on her Instagram. You would see like just little posts that showed a makeup look or some makeup or some kind of swatch or something, and I was just like, what is going on here? I had no idea she was releasing the brand until I started seeing that on Instagram, and then I think I started looking it up on YouTube, and I was just like, oh my goodness. So I kind of went wild when the brand came out, and then so I went really full on into trying out a lot of Fenty Beauty stuff, and then I started trying out other brands as well, and I've been trying out brands ever since. So makeup and skincare stuff I like to look at. So then the next question is 9. What is the worst makeup look you've ever done? Okay, so I tried to find a picture of this and I can't find it on my Instagram. I don't know if it's behind other pictures, but I couldn't find it yesterday. So the picture is me wearing, not foundation, wearing very bright red blush right here. And I have my hair up in a ponytail. So I had a full face of makeup and then very bright blush, and that was before I think I knew about like setting powders and blurring powders and setting spray, kind of calming down the boldness of the color. So I saw that picture like in the last 2 years, like just as a memory on Instagram, and I was just like, man, that picture makes me laugh, because yeah, I had no clue until I saw the picture that it was a little bit too bold of a blush look for my taste. Okay. Oh, and I can say another one too. I forgot about this. So also the second look, which was the first time that I was like really getting into Fenty Beauty, because by the point of the red blush look, I had already been into Fenty Beauty. But prior to that, when I first went to try to match my shade of Fenty Beauty, it was the day of a belly dancing performance that I was gonna go to, and I was already dressed for the party, but I also had made an appointment to get my makeup done at Sephora. So I went to Sephora. I had the lady put it on me because I had never used a liquid foundation before. So this was like October 22nd, 2017 is when I did this. So I had the lady show me how to add on liquid foundation, and because I had been watching like multiple YouTube videos about how to apply Fenty Beauty, I knew that I could, that I could build it up. So I actually put on a second layer, and I was like the only black person in Sephora that day. I'm pretty sure there were about 20 people in the store, including like 2 or 3 staff members. So the lady had helped me put on the first side, and I was like, okay, can I do it now? Because I wanted to get my hands on how to do it. So I started doing it, and I put on a second layer, and I just remember some random ladies, and also the lady that was helping me, their eyes got really big, and it's because Fenty Beauty goes on paler than your color, because I knew it was my color, I'm 300, but it goes on paler than your color, and then it dries, and it's actually your color match, and they just had this big look on their faces, these big eyes, and I laughed, but I also think that it wasn't a good application because you need a clean brush. I like to finish off my foundation now with sponges, so it probably didn't look the best, and I went to a party after, and I don't know if it looked good, but yeah, that's probably my other bad makeup look, and it was the first one. Okay, that was long-winded, but on to the 10th question. What is your favorite makeup look you've ever done? And I was supposed to have this done already. Okay, so my favorite makeup look was this here, and then this picture here. So those 2 pictures are icy blue eyeshadow looks that I did. One was for a lunch date and then the Japanese festival. So I had a lunch date with a friend from the gym, and then I went to the Japanese festival that day, and that's the picture with this outfit, and it was an icy blue, baby blue icy eyeshadow look, and I thought my makeup looked really nice that day. I hope this shows up clearly. And then this picture is from the celebration of the memorial of Jesus' death, and I did another eye look that was blue and did a full face of makeup as well, and that was to kind of complement the dark navy and white outfit that I was wearing. So that was a skirt that's dark navy, the top was white, and then I had a cape that was the exact same material as a skirt, and that was in navy as well. So I was just trying to, yeah. So it looked cute. I thought it looked nice. And I tend to like blue looks, but I don't do them a whole lot. Okay, so what is your favorite affordable makeup product? So I have 3 of them, but one of them is not here. So one of them that I really love is the CoverGirl Flourish by Lash Blast Mascara, and it's usually in the turquoise tube. And then the other 2 that I like, let's see which ones. What was it again? Oh, the other 2. This is not makeup, but it's a beauty tool, and I love it. And it's $18 a pack. So it's the Beauty Bakery blending eggs. I don't see enough people talk about these. They're $18 a pack, and this is actually not one of them, but this is a mixture that I made myself. They have 1, 2, 3. They have 6 colors, I think. So they have a black one. Then they have a mixture of 3 skin-toned ones, and then they have a mixed pack of the turquoise and pink. So this is one of my favorite makeup products, makeup beauty tools, let's say that. But yeah, I love this, and I don't hear anyone talking about it. I am like flabbergasted that like not a lot of people talk about these, because everybody loves like beauty blenders, and I'm just like, but what about Beauty Bakery? No. Anyway, so then my other thing that I love is this foundation, the Pacifica Alight Clean Foundation. It came faded like that. It was brand new, but it came faded like that, so it doesn't show up that well. But I'm actually wearing this foundation today. It's a satin finish. Does not last long, and it does not wear well with the mask, so I never wear it when I go to work. But I really love it when I'm able to stay home and not have to wear a mask. And the less powder you use with it, the better, because if I put too much powder on it, then it gets splotchy and a little bit bunchy in the area. So I have to remember not to use too much powder, and when I put the blush on, I have to just do it as lightly as possible. So yeah, but I really love that. I think it's pretty, because my main thing is when I try a new foundation, which it took me 2 years to try it before I was able to get that foundation to try it. When I try a new foundation, it has to apply well. It doesn't have to actually last long all the time, because if it doesn't last long, I can use one of mine that lasts longer and use the foundation that doesn't last too long for something else, but it has to last a decent amount of time. If it's supposed to last a long time. But that one is just nice. It's just a pretty finish, and for shorter time situations. That didn't make sense, but you know. Okay, so what is your favorite splurge makeup product? And I should have pulled these out, but I'm going to just say what they are. My 2 favorite splurge products are Pat McGrath lip glosses and the Pat McGrath Rose Decadence palette. I was able to get some of those things with the discount, the 10% discount on Pat McGrath's website, but it just depends if there is a discount code available or not. But anyway, I still buy them full price depending on when and where I get them from, because I usually get Pat McGrath from Sephora, but I do occasionally get it from Pat's website as well. But yeah, those are my 2 favorite splurge items, because those lip glosses are so good. Okay, so what is your most repurchased makeup product? And this is question 13. So 3 repurchased makeup products are my Fenty Beauty foundation. I started buying it in 2017, and I bought like 5 or 6 bottles now, and I have a 6th bottle, and then I've also have one of the hydrating ones. So the one that I repurchased a lot is the Soft Matte, and I bought my first hydrating one, and I'm halfway done with it, a little more than halfway done with it. And then I purchased Laura Mercier translucent setting powder often. I just recently got into the honey shade, so I'll be using both of those. And then this is not exactly the same thing, but I do like trying out different setting sprays, because some don't work for me and some do. So I try a lot of different setting sprays when I'm in a mood. So that's my answer. And then the 14th question is, what is your earliest makeup memory? Okay, so my earliest makeup memory is I don't necessarily remember my mom wearing makeup when I was a little girl, because I only really started noticing her wear makeup when I was 19, and that was usually just lipstick. But when I was 7 to 12 years old, I was in a congregation in Brooklyn, New York, and I remember the women almost always wearing lipstick. I didn't know about foundation then, so I don't know if they wore that, but I did notice lipstick. I don't know if I noticed mascara, but yeah, just looking up, because I was short, and I'm still short, but I was very short, and I would be looking up at the ladies when they were talking. I would see that they had lipstick on, and that's the earliest memory I have. What is your favorite place to go for makeup? So my favorite place is Sephora, and I actually haven't been in Sephora since March 2020 in person, and I've just been buying online from Sephora since March. So yeah. Let's see. Question 16 is, what is the most underrated makeup product you own? Okay, I'm not going to pull these out, but I have them. I think to me those are the BH Cosmetics eyeshadows and the BH Cosmetics blushes. I like both of them a lot. I think they look very pretty. And when I use their eyeshadows, I do use eye primer to make it last longer, but they look pretty regardless. What is the most overrated makeup product you own? I'm going to say that would be the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I've never tried the original. I've only tried the scented ones, which are the cherry one I have, and I have the honey one, and no, I gave away my last honey one. But I had the cherry one, and what I've been noticing is that they break me out. Like, it's the last thing I put on my face, and that's the only day that I break out. Like, I haven't had any of my current foundations break me out, so I'm like, oh my goodness, what is the setting spray doing? So I don't know if that would have the same result if I use the original all-nighter setting spray, but that's the result that I get when I use the scented one. So kind of overrated if it's gonna break me out. Anyway, okay, so 18th question is, what is the makeup product you wish would come back? Okay, so the first one would be this Kylie Cosmetics Valentine's Day palette from 2019. That one there. I fell in love with it, and I really wanted it. I wanted it so badly that I actually tried to purchase it twice when it was still available back in 2019, but I kept getting sold out before I could purchase it. And I kept looking for it, kept waiting for it, but I've come to the point where I didn't buy from Kylie Cosmetics before. Like, that would have only been my second purchase had I been able to buy it. And I'm not planning on buying from them just because of the whole, personally, for me, it was the whole Jordan situation. So I didn't like the way they turned on her. So I was like, I'm not going to support that behavior, and I don't need to give money to people who have plenty of money. So I was like, I'm not going to worry about it. But the other one, and I forgot to pull this out. Oh my goodness. The other one is this one, the BECCA, and I'm not going to open it because it is cracked. The Ocean Jewels highlighter palette. I'm not going to open it. It's got 5 highlighters in it, and they're super pretty. But the reason why I would like that to come back is because I cracked it. I cracked it when I used it one day for a trip, came back from the trip. I was 20 minutes from being home, and we started taking pictures 20 minutes before I got home, and I got out of the car, and it fell with my makeup bag and cracked. So BECCA had a sale, and that was included in the sale, but I didn't have money before the sale ended, and the sale ended, and the item disappeared forever, and so I would have gotten a replacement for it and done something else with this, but now I use it as is, and yeah, that's the only reason why I wanted a replacement. But yeah, so 2 limited editions that disappeared that I would like to come back, but like I said, I wouldn't buy the Kylie one. So question 19, where do you go for makeup inspiration? Okay, so this is where I was going to answer that question again. So personally, nowhere. I and I'm going to read this really quick. Okay. So personally, I follow multiple YouTube accounts and channels and multiple Instagram accounts that are beauty related. So some of them are beauty enthusiasts, a few of them are professional makeup artists, and then yeah, so there's beauty enthusiasts and collectors like myself, and then there's a few makeup artists. And so I follow both accounts on Instagram, and I follow many beauty YouTubers, and I don't look to them for inspiration. I just look to see what they're doing, to see what makeup they like, to hear what they're talking about. And I like to see pictures of people's makeup, but I am not one to watch tutorials. Like, if you're talking in a tutorial telling me what you're putting where, it's kind of dull for me. Like, I'm gonna watch what you're doing, so I'd rather you like talk about something else or play music and put on the makeup and just show us what you're doing without telling us what you're doing. So I don't like tutorials, and I won't watch a tutorial to see how to do something. Plus, I also just like to play with makeup, so I will just I don't experiment. I just use colors, and sometimes I find out I don't like a combination I've done on my eyes, but I just use colors the way I feel like using them. And even though I love a lot of looks that I've seen, a lot of them I also wouldn't wear. So some of them are very artistic, some of them are very graphic, editorial, I guess, and some of them are just simpler, like the looks that I feel like I do. And I just like doing stuff that I like wearing, and I don't need to replicate somebody else's artwork. I just like to see it because I like to see colors and whatever other people come up with. So yeah, that's my limit. So yeah, nothing really inspires me. I just like to see what's out there. Okay, what do you hope to see less of in makeup's future? Okay, so my main thing I'm gonna say is I would love it if there weren't so many new makeup brands, but that's just me personally. I don't know how many have come out in the last year. But yeah, that's my personal thing, and it's just because I like makeup so much. I like to keep up with what's new and what's coming out, and it I never will know exactly everything that's coming out, and some things don't interest me, like ColourPop. Them releasing things just doesn't interest me. So there's brands that exist that I'm not interested in, and then having to keep up with new brands that come out. I'm just like, oh, I don't have the attention span. So that's just my thing. Okay, so the very last question, question 21, is what do you hope to see more of in makeup's future? Okay. Okay. So my main answer for that question is that I would like to see makeup brands continue to try to expand in shade, inclusivity, diversity, expansion within foundations and concealers. Because I am so new to makeup since 2017, I did not know, and I was just wearing like Bare Minerals loose powder foundation. I knew that they had colors for multiple people, but I just needed to find my color at that time. So I only had a discussion on the phone with the person about my color. I never really like saw the full range at the time. So I only became aware of the lack of color ranges in makeup when I got into makeup from Fenty Beauty coming into the scene, and from watching a lot of YouTube channels, and from seeing darker skin and deeper skinned women who couldn't find their shades. And then I found out that albinos couldn't find their shade as well, and I was just like, are you serious? So it's crazy. Like, makeup brands have excuses that they come up with for why they don't do it. Others may seem like they're kind of being like racist or prejudiced or something, and they just don't care about like making ranges for darker skin tone people. But yeah, I would like to see makeup brands continue to come out with very diverse foundation and concealer shades, because to see the rainbow of skin colors represented in makeup is to me like very beautiful. And I just appreciate all the colors that humans come in, and we should all be able to find what we want if we're wanting to buy something. We should be able to find what we want easily without having to fight about it, without having to fuss about it. And especially now, like, not everybody's going to the store, and some people are going to the store, it's even harder to like get our shade matches clearly. So to have it made available in a way that we're shopping should be the norm. So that's just my take on that. But that is the end of my video. So I am done. The sun is trying to go down. I think I finished this video. If any of you have feedback and you would like to share anything, answer any of the questions, that would be great. I'll try to list the questions before or while I'm uploading a video. But take care. Have a good Monday and a good week. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.